talk about this here. All right, so how do we get leads? Under the lead flow tab, there's lead pipes. So I'm going to click on lead pipes. Okay.
Yep.
And then I'm going to go ahead, now I'm going to select the type. Now I can click on one of these buttons, or I can just go to this drop down menu and go here. So let's just say, and where are you guys at? What state are you guys in?
We're in Westlake Village.
California.
Where?
From California.
California, Westlake.
All right, so let's just say I wanted to do absentee owners in California. I can go down here to absentee owners. I can click on absentee owners. It's going to go, okay, I want, for the last 5 years, absentee owners. I go click here. I'll go to California. I'll select the county. What county are you guys in?
LA.
Okay, so I can go down to Los Angeles. And now I'm going to hit search. Now, there's going to be a lot of people in here, right?
Yeah.
So there's a lot of different searches in here, right? Now I can turn around and select cities. So let's just say I want to select a city. What city do you want?
Agora Hills. Yeah.
Okay, so I click on here, and I can do zip codes if I want to get down further. Now I can hit search to narrow down my list.
Okay.
Okay, so here are absentee owners. We've got 393 possible selections.
Wow.
Right? So I can turn around and select all of these, select the page. I select this page, I can then go to the next page, and here's all the information on these people.
Gotcha.
Okay? Here's what the house is, all that other stuff. So you can view the details, right? You can say, okay, hey, here's the property address, here's the mailing address. We want to do to the mailing address. All right? If you wanted to, what can I do right from here? I can create a direct mail campaign and go straight to this, or I can export all of this. You just have to make sure that you what? Select the page and add them to your list. You want to make sure that you're seeing everybody that's included in my list. Okay? I just want to make sure before I export, I go to the next page. I make sure I want to select this page. So I'm going to go through all pages and select everybody that's in my list. Then I can go up here to export. And so now when I export, I hit continue. You can only, again, I'm not going to do this because you can only download so many.
Okay.
Okay? So I think it's 5,000 or here, downloading 1,000 leads at a time through our lead pipe system. There's a good reason. Okay, so you can only do 1,000 at a time, which is fine. You only got 393.
Hey, Dennis.
So yes,
Dennis. So is this the tax lien list? What list?
No, I just clicked on absentee owners. If you want to go to tax liens, then all you're going to do is go over here and go to tax liens.
Okay.
Go to
Okay. So
California,
okay, good.
select your county.
Got it.
Okay, so I'll go down to list. Yep. Oh, I just picked a list. It doesn't matter.
Perfect.
Search. Right. So once I get search, it tells me I got what 38,000. Much now I can click up here and go to Agora Hills.
And absentee owners are people who are renting out or basically renting out?
Yes, absentee owners are people that have renters in their house.
Okay.
So then you can go through there if you wanted to. You can go through the list and pick out the ones that are absentee owners that live out of state. That's who I mail to sometimes.
Okay.
Okay, but you want to do the same thing here. If you want to select all, you just got to, here it's a little bit different. You got to click on all these, click on this, go to the next page, because in your here, just in Agora Hills, you have 106 people who have tax liens.
Wow.
So a lot of these things are companies, right? Here's Medallion Mortgage Company, LLC. Well, you probably don't want to mail to those people. I don't want to mail the FOCOM telemarketing. I don't want to mail to them. So I can what? Take them off my list.
Unclick. Gotcha.
Okay, and then I turn around and go. Then I can turn around and export.
Okay.
But
By the way,
yeah.
By the way, I'm right there with you. I'm so familiar with not. I understand the process, so this is good for me to go run through it. So I'm tracking 1,000%.
Okay, perfect. All right. So that's where we build our list. Okay.
Yeah.
I've got a quick question. Can you guys hear me?
When if you want to start getting some mailing pieces, all you have to do is go to. So you can either mail right from here, or you can go over here to Realeflow, go to the marketing library.
Okay.
You go down to the marketing library. I can just go down here, find the tax liens. Oh, I want to go to letters. Sorry. Letters, and then I can go down here and look for tax liens. Tax liens 1, 2, 3, and 4. Boom. I can use those as my templates.
Okay.
Or I can use them. I can download it.
Yep.
Right. So I just click download. Boom. It's going to come up. Here's the letter. Okay. Then I open it up. Here's the tax lien, and here's the basic list. The only thing it does, it doesn't come in that handwritten type thing that Realeflow does.
Okay.
Okay. This is just one way. Now my tax lien letters are a little bit different. Let me see if I even have my tax lien letters on this computer.
Hey, I have a quick question too.
Yes.
Evan can't hear us, but he's saying, where is it you pulling the data from, and how often is it updated? Do you know?
Well, this is the data that they get from over here in lead pipes. That's public records.
So as soon as public records updates anything, it's updated automatically through here.
It should be. But remember here, when I selected here in tax lien list, when I go to tax lien, here's the date that I'm getting from. It goes from January 1st to July. It goes back 6 months. If I want to go back longer, I have to do what? The last year.
Right.
Well, I'm not going to go from the longer. If I want the last 2 years, I just click on this and the last 2 years. I'm going to get a little bit longer.
Gotcha.
But it's all public records.
Gotcha. All right.
Okay? So that's where I'm building my list. The marketing libraries where I get my libraries. Now, inside Fortune Builders, you're doing tax liens. You can just go tax lien letters inside Fortune Builders.
Yeah. It'll drop you
And
right
there's a
there.
tax lien direct mail company, and I just go download. Boom. I come up here and I can open up the file.
Got it.
Okay? So this is what I do. It's a little bit more in here. I tweak my letters a little bit so that they don't miss if I've got them. I go to drives.
So guys, you can log into the Henhouse Investments with your own emails, right, if you want to, but at least then we're downloading everything to the drive. And then we put it on the drive. Everything's there. All right? We want to make sure that we put everything in our drive. See how he has everything in his Google Drive?
Yeah.
That's where we want to keep everything. Don't put it on your computer.
Yeah.
As soon as it hits your computer,
Keep everything in Google Drive because you can share everything.
Yeah.
Exactly, yeah.
That's why I do Google Drive because I can share. So here's what I do. So this is my tax lien letter. Okay? This is my one tax lien letter. So here's what we can do for you. This is actually what? This is from the Master Returns Act. I just tweaked it.
Yeah.
Okay? I just tweaked it and made it mine. All right? So let me get out of here and go back into Realeflow.
So you can add your logos and everything.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
What's that?
Logos and everything. We swap out the logos, put them in there, and send them
Yeah, I
off.
just swap everything. Yeah, I just swap everything out. I'm good to go. And then I upload them. Once I swap it out from my computer, then I upload it to
Drive.
to Google Drive. Because then, if I'm somewhere else and I need to get
Yes.
my letter, if I'm somewhere else and I want to mail my letter, I have it at my disposal. I got the Google Drive app on my phone, and I have it on my iPad.
Yep.
That way, I can get it anywhere.
Yep.
Okay?
Yep.
That's why I also like tracking. I'm tracking my properties. If I go back into my Google Drive, this is my personal one, but I have my company one. I still have a little bit stuff in here for my company. I have a little bit in here. You can see I've got a ton of stuff in here. All of my repair estimates, my deal analysis,
Sure.
everything else, my ebook, everything I want that I want anybody from the team to know. I go in here, and then all I have to do is right click,
Yep.
go to the share button,
Got it.
share it, and off I go.
You're speaking my language. Yep.
I know, I'm just making sure that
It's
the
so
rest
good.
of
I love it.
we do this here.
Yep. I love it.
All
It's
right,
great.
so let me go back in here. So lead pipes, right? We got the lead pipes. We got a list. We went to Realeflow. We got our libraries. Okay. Now let's go to websites. Websites. Okay. This is how simple it is. When you go to websites, you're going to go. First of all, you're going to go add site. When you go to add site, it's going to ask you, do you want to do a core website or a squeeze page? This is your company website. That's going to have a lot more pages in here. Squeeze page is that one-page website where they have to opt in to get a report.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
So if you choose core website, all you're going to do is what? You're going to go follow the process. You're going to pick your design. You pick your design. Let's say pick your audience. Do I want to do general seller focus? Do I want to do buyer and seller combo website? I click that. Then I'm going to hit what? Next.
Next. Fill it all out.
I'm going to fill out the information. If I got Facebook URL stuff, I'll fill that out. I'm going to hit next. Then that says, would I like to buy a domain name? I would buy the domain name. Okay, if it's available, it'll tell you if it's available.
But if I already have one, I'm gonna use my own
What's
domain.
that?
Okay, great. I'd like to use my own
If you already
domain.
have domain names, yeah, then all you have to do here then is you're going to click it in here, and then basically what they'll do is they'll kind of give you, I believe it's called like a CNAME. There's a couple of extra steps that you got to do to make sure that it transfers over, right? So that when somebody puts it in, they get forwarded to the right address.
No, I know.
That's a
Yeah.
CNAME, yeah.
Yeah, no, I know the CNAME thing, but so that means that Fortune Builders is hosting my website.
Well, it's Realeflow.
Well,
It's not
Realeflow.
Fortune Builders, it's Realeflow.
Right.
Okay. All right. So let me go back into websites, and I want to show you squeeze pages because this is the great part here.
Yep.
Right? You want to have a main website first. That's why I went to that first, because you have to have a squeeze page.
Yes.
I mean, you have to have a core website first.
Right.
So now I do add site, and I click on squeeze page. And like I said, you can click on any one you want. It doesn't matter.
Yep.
Now I'm going to go pick an audience type. So I always choose seller because that's typically what we want. I want a house. I'm going to pick a target. So I like to do sell fast.
Yeah.
When I hit sell fast, I've got pick a content tag so I can go right down to tax liens.
Got it.
Or if I'm doing absentee owners, I can do this. So I'll pick tax liens. I'm going to hit next. Now, here's the key. You want to put your core website address right there
Okay.
on the redirect URL. So that means if anybody actually puts in their information and hits submit to get that free report,
Yeah.
they're going to be redirected to your company website.
Got it.
That's what this is.
I got it.
So then you hit next. Now I'm going to say I would like to buy a domain name. So now I'm going to say, let's just say we're going to do LA prop tax liens.
Why can't I just do them as subdomains?
What's that?
Why can't I just do them as subdomains? That way I can just have them as, you have a, what do you have, a Crete? Let's ours is.
Yeah, mine is a picture. But remember, this is a squeeze page. It's not a company website.
I understand. So what
So what
do,
was your question then?
so all my squeeze pages are off, they'd be like henhouseinvestments.com/tax lien. And then that's where I put my,
Yeah, well, no, that's a landing page. Right? That's a landing page. So you could do that. You want to, so then you wouldn't even have to buy any of these things.
Right.
If you've got a page that's directly related to here, but let me get to this. Because
Okay.
if I do this, and let me just hit search,
yeah,
okay, I can see that it's available and I can buy it. Because
Correct.
now I'm not advertising this, I'm not advertising my company.
I
So
got
what
it.
it looks like is what? It's a generic website,
yes,
right? So I'm not doing anything with my company name.
I get
Then when
it.
I say it's available, okay, so now if I go back up here to websites, I'm going to get back out of here.
Yep.
Okay, once I go through and buy the process, you can see I got seal for Colorado, I got a generic one, and I have get cash for house, that's my generic one. This is my generic tax lien,
Got
this
it.
one for probate, here's my generic for anybody, okay? When you get to the point where you say, okay, I purchase that website, or upload that website, here's what you get. Right? Here's the page. That's it. I'm now going to go change the information.
Yep.
I can click on anything. I can edit my logo. I can change the words. There's autoresponders.
Yep.
Autoresponders here. I can go in and edit this. Now, the only thing you want to do here is not touch these right here.
Got it.
Because these things are what are generating those to the
I get it.
autofillers
Yep.
from the main, remember the main site where I had you, where you got all your information is when we were building those squeeze pages?
Yep.
That's where it comes from.
Got it. Yeah, it's all auto-generated from that spot. Totally
so
got
now
it.
it's gonna, and then you can change from here. If you want to turn on, you can add a new step, or you can turn on what? I don't want it to come in 0. I want it to come from day 1.
Yeah.
Right? So
Yep.
I can
0
turn on
day
and go,
1
okay, no,
days.
I want day 1 or whatever.
Great.
All right.
And then,
so
hey, hold on.
pages.
On that, you said that so you can do a delay of 2 days or whatever, but then you can do a drip campaign too. And are you getting there?
Well, that's automatic. No, that's automatic. So if I go back here, this is the drip campaign. This it is. So
Okay.
It's automatic.
Oh, 0, 3, 6, 9, 12. Got it. And I
Every
can,
3 days for the next 30 days, they're going to get an email from you. If you wanted to add another one, you can add another
okay.
one. But these
Got
are all
it.
the different ones in here.
Brilliant. Got it. Thank you.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. So this is why I like to do the squeeze pages here and not necessarily your landing page, because it's automatically, it's done, it's in here, and I don't have to set it up. It's a no-brainer. It's a set and forget.
Okay. You don't have to kind of set and forget on the squeeze page though.
Well, this is the squeeze page. You mean on a landing page is probably not going to be, unless you put an opt-in form and then create the autoresponder. That to me is too much work.
Oh, I hear you. That's the way I prefer to do it because that way I'm not spending money on domain names because I'm gonna make like
Yeah, but it's
30
$10
domain.
for a year. Yeah, well, it's $10 for a year, but you
No.
don't even, if you've already got the domain names, meaning is if you've already bought the domain names. Remember what a squeeze page is trying to do. It's trying to be generic for everybody. It's not trying to promote your business.
No, I get
may even at some point in time take this out. I may take this logo out and take it out.
I was surprised you had it in
I
there.
don't want it to look like, what's
Yeah.
that?
I was surprised you had it in there. I was like, hey, you should probably take that out. Keep it generic.
I can pretty honestly, what I would do is I go in here and edit it. I don't know what I have to do. I can go in here and delete this.
Yeah.
I can delete that, and then I hit boom. I don't know if I have to do it. I hit OK. OK.
Image source URL is missing, so I would just make a white if it's requiring you to do. Oh, there you go.
There you go.
Yeah. All right. Save.
So now I can save and publish.
Uh-huh.
And it's going to come up once it goes through. So this is what it does. It just comes through process that makes sure that everything's done. So now I can turn on and do this.
Yep.
All right. So now I've got my nice. I got to wait for everything to
Yeah, it's doing its thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
But the idea here is what? We're creating marketing options.
Yes.
Remember, some people may not want to make a phone call, but they're apt to go to what? A website.
Absolutely.
Okay? So now let me hit exit out of here. All right, so here, let me show you the next thing because this is going to save you a ton of time. All right? So now, when we're going to analyze properties, we're going to turn and come to properties, and we're going to go to quick add. Okay? So here's what we're going to do. I want to let's add your address. So what's your address? Because I want to show you how simple it is.
58.
What's your address?
Let's do 237 Linnie Canal. Linnie. Canal.
Canal, and that's right here.
Yes.
What's the town?
Venice.
What's that?
Venice, California. Yeah, that'll work.
Is that?
Yeah,
So
that's
that'll
it.
work right here?
Yep, that's good.
Okay, so now I hit save. So once I've uploaded the property, okay, it's now going to show me, okay, a little bit of picture. If there's any data here, it's going to give me data. This comes from public records. Okay, but here's the key thing. Once I've got the information in here, I can do a lot of different things with it. I got public info, I got mortgage or anything else I want to put in here, right? But over here on the left-hand side, I've got comp/evaluation. I can click on comp/evaluation. It's going to go out and it's going to start searching. Are there any other sales in this area? Okay, right now there are no comps to display.
Huh.
So if I went back into one of my other properties, okay, I'm going to show you what it looks like. Let me get to this. Is
What is comp defined as?
Comparable properties.
Well, it's the comps are the comparables that have sold around the neighborhood.
Okay, got it. All right.
Okay, so here it's coming up to my house, and now it's showing all the homes that are around my house. I can actually zoom in and go, hey, right down the street from me, there's a house. So I can click on this and go, yep, I want to choose that one. Great, I want to choose this one because I know it's in my neighborhood. I want to choose this one because I know it's in my neighborhood. And I want to choose this one because I know it's in my neighborhood. Okay? So for me, I'm going to check the ones that are in my neighborhood. These over here are not my neighborhood.
Yeah.
Okay? So they're going to be a little different price. So now I can come down here and I can look and say, okay, here, there's a four bath, 352, sold for $450, 65 days ago.
Wow.
So I can come down here. Here's one that's sold for $390, 225 days ago. It's a little bit smaller than my house. Okay, boom. I'll come down here, find the next one. Here's one that's sold for $380, a lot smaller than my house. So I can kind of compare apples to apples and say, okay, what are these properties? And then you click on it and say, okay, hey, here's the house.
Yep.
Boom, it lets me know. I know exactly where this house. Okay. Boom, it gives me I get an idea of what's going on with this property. Okay.
Excellent.
Then if I wanted to, what I do is I'll turn around and click on it. I'll highlight it. I'll go copy the link. I'll go over here to Google. I'll put it in here. I'll hit paste. Hit return. And then now it's going to open up and I got Zillow. So now I can go out, click on Zillow. It's going to take me out. If it's got pictures, there's pictures. I can click on the pictures. All right? Now it opens up. I can at least get an idea. Okay, so here's what they've got. Here's what the kitchen is. What kind of condition is it in? So I can tell, is this a good comp as an absolute repair value? Okay, so that's kind of how I look at comps.
Got it.
So I'm going into the property and looking at stuff and going from there. All right, now that's what I want to do, get an idea. Then I call a realtor and say, here's what I'm looking to do. Right? Can I get it? Here are the comps that I have. Do you have any others
You call a
that I may
realtor.
be missing?
Is it on the market currently, or you're just?
That's go to Zillow,
Oh,
right?
That's my house. It's just an example.
Yeah, but you go to Zillow and look at the realtor there and call her, right?
I can look at so I'm gonna look at what I would do is I would just call your realtor. Say, hey, here are the comps that I have for this neighborhood. Am I missing any? Because I know there are some missing. Like the house across the street from me is that's just sold like a month ago is not here. I know there's a house for sale to me right next door. It's not on here.
Okay.
Okay, so now this I didn't redo. If I would have redone this, if I now hit comp slash evaluations, I might get some new ones. Yeah, see, it's not always up to date. That's why you always want to do what?
Refresh.
Call a realtor and verify to make sure that there's nothing else.
Got it.
Okay, but at least gives you an idea of what's going on in the market.
And this data is being pulled from the MLS?
No, I think it's pulled from public records, sold information, and it's getting pulled. I don't know where else. There are some actives in here, and I think it's getting pulled from. I can't remember. It's getting pulled from one of like Zillow or something. Or
Okay.
I don't know how they do it offhand.
Okay. So that's why it's key. We say call the realtor, and Evan has his his license, and he has access to the MLS. That's what we're gonna see. Yeah. Got it.
You're just gonna go to the MLS and verify. So for what I do is I like to turn around and just start here because I want to have my property somewhere. Right?
Yeah.
I want to get it somewhere so I can at least have it so that if I'm at any computer, I can look at it.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yep.
Then what I'm going to do is now, let's just say I get this property under contract, and I now need to build a scope of worksheet, right? So I got my repair estimate, but I need to make it a little bit more detailed. So I'm going to come over here to the Rehab Planner, under Analyze, or under Analyze, I can go up here and go to Hammer Point Rehab Planner, get to the same spot. Okay, so now we've got here's all the ones I've done before. So now I can turn around and I can now create a new plan. This is what's cool. Really pay attention to this. You're going to go create plan. You're going to name the plan. So we're going to name this right now. We're going to name this Yvonne. Okay, I can set a budget for the plan budget. I can do fresh starters from a property. Boom. If I hit property, what's the property? Boom. I can start doing that. Now what I want to do is I'm going to turn on everything that I'm going to do. So living room, painting. I'll do some hardwood, like a carpet and vinyl. I got kitchen, I got appliances. I've got doors and trim. I've got a basement. Let's see, on the outside, I got to do the roof. I've got to do garage. I got some masonry. I got to do a deck. And then down here, I got demos and I got to do permits.
Well, how are you knowing to select those? Like, what's the criteria? Just from working on this for so long?
What do you mean? Say this again.
How do you know to click bedrooms, bathrooms, living rooms? That criteria.
Well, it's based on the house. I'm just playing right now. I'm playing right now. I'm just saying, based on the house that you're looking at, if you know you have to repair the bedrooms, then I'm going to turn on bedrooms.
Okay.
If I don't have to do anything with the bedrooms, I'll turn it off.
Got it.
If I turn it on, how many bedrooms do I have? Well, I've got 4 bedrooms. I've got 3 bathrooms.
So you
turn them on.
Yep, I get it. So you would go to the house, look at it, and go, okay, great, do your repair estimator, and then you'll come back and then go bring this up, start clicking on this.
If I'm taking it to the next level, meaning if I'm getting it under contract and I now have to build a scope of worksheet, which is more detailed stuff. So now I'm going to go over here to create a plan.
Nice. Got it.
So now once I've got to create the plan, it's going to open up and give it a minute here. Okay, it's not going to come on. So now I turn them on once, but now let's just say I want to make sure, hey, I'm going to the interior. I need to turn on the kitchen. So I turn on the kitchen. If I want to turn on any of these things, I got to turn them on again. But now when I click on it, here's the great thing. I can do some add items singly. I can go to Home Depot, get the property SKU number, or the property, the product number from Home Depot, and I can add it right in here, and we'll do it. Or if I know that I want to do some things from Fortune Builders, I click on that featured one. What it's going to do is going to go out and it's going to show me 5 different things. Because you're with Mastery, you're going to get 5 different templates in each of the areas. So now it's taking CT Homes' stuff. So I'm going to go down here and I'm going to go down to the kitchen, and there are 5 kitchens,
Huh.
right? So let's just say I want this kitchen. So here's a great thing. I can click on the before picture right here. It's going to take me out, and it's going to take me to the house.
What the hell? Okay.
I'm going to go to the house. I now can turn around. This is CT Homes. This is one of the repairs. I can click on all these circles, and I can see right here before the door, there's an opening. I click on this circle. I now can click and hold my mouse and look at the property. I can go up and down and go around.
Yep.
Okay? I can go over here. I can turn around and see, okay, hey, there's another room. I can go over here. I can turn around and look, and I can even go outside.
Yep.
Okay, so now I've got this thing and it's showing me really good stuff, right? So now I get out of here. I can now go look at the after picture. And I was on the kitchen template number 4. So now I can click on the after one. It's going to do the same thing. Now you can also get this inside the mastery training site. You can get the same thing inside the scope of work directory. But now you can see what they closed off that kitchen. That kitchen doorway is now closed off. I can turn around and come over here. And I can turn around and now look at the new kitchen that they did. Okay? So now let's just say I want this kitchen. Okay, this is the one I want, kitchen number 4 template. I now go hit add area. Okay, give it about 30 seconds here. What it's going to do is going to go out. It's going to start adding this thing to my scope of worksheet. So now you can customize it. Okay, so now I've got here's the area overview. Okay, I can turn on here. If I want to put notes in my work areas, I can put notes in. Okay, for the contractor, for myself, anything.
You're a really bad speller.
Pictures, I can add some pictures. All right, now here's a great thing. Okay, let's just say I'm all said and done. I've built everything that I want to build inside this whole thing. Okay, okay, I go back to plan overview. Okay. Oh, let me go back to the kitchen here a second. Let me show you the kitchen here. Now I can turn on, I click on this. It's going to show me a picture. It's going to give me the model number, the SKU number, and everything else. I then can add my labor cost in here. I know it's going to cost me $100 to get this installed. Or if I want to call it delivery charge, I can do that. If I want to go down to the range hood, I know that it's going to cost me, my labor cost to install this is going to cost me $150.
How do you know that? Did you just know that now?
You just talk to you'll know it over the course of time.
Yeah.
But now if I want to put lead contractor call for delivery and install appliances, or I can change to say owner will purchase and deliver and contractor to install. Okay?
Yeah.
So I can change all these notes for all this stuff and go from each and every one. I can go to the countertop and the backsplash. Boom. I can add my labor cost in here, my sink. I can do that. Here's the thing, and what's going to cost me. All right? So now let's just say I'm all said and done. I'm going to go back to the plan overview. I've got my notes that I want to put in here. I can put in general notes in here. Boom, boom. Get this all done, and I'm all good to go. Now, once I go up here, I can go up to here to scope of work. I can click on scope of work. I can choose a Word doc. I hit download. Now it's going to come up down here on the bottom. It's going to load here for me in a second. Okay, here it comes. There's my Word doc. I open it up. I hit OK.
I don't think it was all the way downloaded. Try it again.
Oh, it wasn't downloaded all the way? Okay.
Yeah.
I get too fast for myself sometimes.
No, I'm with you. One second. Now try it.
Okay. I know I've worked. This has worked many times. So something's happened. Something's not working. Here, let me go back. Let me do this. Let me go back into one of my other ones. So I go back into my Analyze Hammer Point Rehab Planner. I'll go over here. I click on Jerry.
Jerry, he owes you money.
These are mostly sample stuff that I've done. Okay, so now when it comes open, now I'm going to click on Open.
Can't trust that Jerry guy.
This must be something with my computer.
Got it.
But anyway, what it's going to do is going to open up into a Word doc.
Okay.
All right. So
Yep.
let me.
Do you have a sample Word doc you can just on your drive you can open up?
No, I don't.
Do you have one in your Google Drive that you can just look at
Well,
for Google Docs?
let me show you here. Let me go into here.
Yeah.
You go into this is a very detailed one that Mastery does. So if I go to Scope of Work directory, here's all the ones that they do by area. But down here, so if I went down here and I went into, here's the house we were looking at before. So those 3D stuff I showed you before, that's where this is.
Okay.
That's where they come from here. They're just connected. Now, if I want to do their Scope of Work sheet, now I let it download. I open this up.
So not all these things have 3D. It's like that's got to be fairly. That's a job and a half just to do that.
Yeah. Okay. So now here's their stuff. Okay. So now if I wanted to go to.
Yes. Click and drive. Move that around. Or you can click hide.
Okay, there you go. So now if I want to see how they do their Scope of Work sheets, I can just click on this kitchen, and now this is a very, very detailed Scope of Work sheet. In the one in Realeflow, it's going to be a little bit less than this. It's not going to be so much information there, but I can physically then go change it.
Okay, so why is this just for samples, or are they in here because there's a scope of work that somebody we could bid on? Like people could actually. Is it just a sample that we're seeing? Is that it?
This is what they actually did. This is their actual Scope of Work sheet. So for this product that I showed you here, for this property, this is their Scope of Work sheet that they used to do this property. This is Fortune Builders or CT Homes. This is what they did.
Okay, so that's not available. I mean that's not one that's open right now for someone to go and find money and invest in.
No. These are already done and completed. So I just wanted to show you how detailed they do this. When you go into the Mastery training site and you actually go to the Rehab experiment Realeflow and you build your Scope of Worksheets here, it's going to be so much cleaner looking, and it's going to take you a lot less time to build it than here.
Totally get it. Yeah, that's awesome. Okay. Yeah, so like the 3D pictures aren't going to just automatically appear when you click a house. You're not going to.
No. That 3D stuff is for you to learn. So you can actually. So if I'm giving you a homework right now, if I turn on and go into here, if I want to turn on and go to your homework, I would say number one. Now let me go back to the Realeflow real quick.
Yep.
To learn all this stuff to what I just did here, you go up to the top right corner. Under the question mark, you'll see knowledge base. If you go down the knowledge base, you'll see you've got all the stuff on how to use Realeflow. I go to Analyze, that's what we were in. Go to Analyze, I'll go to Hammer Point Rehab Planner Overview, and there's a tutorial video.
Got it.
Okay? So now I can really build my stuff. So for me, homework number one is I want you to play inside Realeflow and go to the knowledge base. Okay, to make sure that, hey, this is what we're doing, so that now you can understand what it's doing, okay?
Got it.
That's the thing. I want you to build your either your squeeze pages, but I want you to, actually, I want you to pick your niche.
Look, I'll build a website, I'll do a squeeze page, and I'll get some URLs transferred over too.
Pick your niche. I would say pick your niche, and then download the letters for that niche
and format,
right? And then tweak them.
Yeah.
Based on, remember we talked about last time, we talked about the conversion equation, the interrupt, engage, educate, and offer.
Yes.
Okay, because those are in your notes from last time. If I go down your notes, that is what we talked about right here. So that's last week's notes. The interrupt is your headline, all that stuff.
Yeah, is that and that's in my those notes right there? Those are in my.
In your bonds, those are in your bonds.
Okay.
Yep, they're in your bonds. Yeah, I have to do everything in the main person stuff. Yeah. So I couldn't go into yours and type notes in here because I have to do it in hers. Okay. So that's the biggest thing for me there is tweak yours. So play inside Realeflow.
Okay.
Okay. Then go in here and then go pick your niche, whether you go to knowledge base, and then I would say then. Once you've picked your niche, you then have to what? Download the list for that niche.
Okay, great. And that's like $10, but who cares, right?
Well, no, that's the squeeze page. That's the squeeze page that costs $10.
Okay.
I want you to go to lead. I want you to go over here to the lead flow to lead pipes,
Yeah.
and I want you to build that list. So if you're doing taxings, you go down to taxings. Probates and pre-foreclosures are the only ones that cost extra money.
Okay. Okay. Well, and so let me ask you: would you have any? I mean, for us, like pick our niche. Like, what? Again, shortcut. What should we pick? I mean, do you have like, hey, you know,
Here's the who are the people that have to sell? Probates, pre-foreclosures, tax liens, and maybe bankruptcies have to sell.
okay,
Right? You got private money lenders in here too. So remember, if you want to look for private money lenders in your area, all you have to do is go to private money lending, go down to here to California, go here to county, go to Los Angeles, hit search, and then refine it, and just go in your area, boom, and hit search, and you will see that there are 498 people. Now, private lenders are people that have a net income worth of more than $1 million a year.
Okay, so where's that information pulling from? Do they sign up here?
No, it's public record stuff.
Okay.
is there any pull from Fortune? Like for me, if I saw this list, I would want to invest with somebody like you because even though we don't know each other, we have a common. You know, we have a common.
Yeah, but now I go to marketing library. I can do what? Go to letters. I'll come to around here and go to private lenders. I'll go down, low equity, tax lien, probates, private lenders. I knock and don't get the private lender letters and download those. Where I can preview them and see what are they doing. Off they go, and I can turn on and see what they look like.
So let me ask you, I mean, I think if my son would have not called you and set this up, I don't know when we would have gotten this information or a walkthrough or like really understand the importance of this. Dennis didn't say, or not Dennis, but our other coach didn't bring us through any of this on our first call. I think
Yeah,
so.
well, that's you know. Remember, if we're field experts, we're here to talk to you about the systems. The reason why we scheduled this call so quickly after we just had another one is because the idea here is we're here at the first part, we're here to talk to you about it. I just got a sense from you, knowing what you guys and knowing what Mark knows and everything else, that you guys wanted a little bit more hands-on issue. That's why I decided to say, hey, let's do an extra one so you guys can get what you need to get
Yes.
and
Yes.
figure out the tools here.
Awesome.
I understand that to the point where you don't know what to ask because you don't know.
Right. Yeah, it's awesome. It's awesome. Yeah.
That's why I put it as your homework. Play inside Realeflow. You've got to play. I would say play inside Realeflow, play inside Mastery. Because if you didn't know the scope of work library this year, right? And if I went back up to the resources tab, okay, I went over here and I went to the state reference guide. Did you know you can go to the state reference guide? I can click on California. I can go all the way down here to the bottom and I can click on
Ventura.
Los Angeles County. I can go to Los Angeles County. I can see right here, there's a tax assessor website. I can click on this and it's going to take me to the Los Angeles County tax assessor website.
Badass.
Okay, so there's a lot of different stuff inside there. That's why I always say you've got to play inside those systems at least an hour every couple of weeks.
I'm with you. I'm there.
Because it's the only way you're going to learn something. Because there's so much stuff. There's 10 times more I can train you inside each of these areas. There's 10 times more I can show you. But we don't have time for that. We got to build the business here. So that's why I said last week was to create your marketing plan. Right now it's now you got to do all this stuff and get your marketing going.
And so this comes with a 3-month full subscription, right? So we can just start playing around with it.
It's 3 months. You got 3 months of everything like that. So you're going to need a database at some point in time or another. Right. You're going to need one, and all the investor-centric ones for real estate investing are all on the same place. They all have their own bells and whistles. I got out of hotel membership when I did mine because I'm like, oh, hey, I'm in real estate. I've got my own database. I don't need all that stuff. I got my own marketing materials. I eventually had to go back to it. because I know I needed something more investment-centric that needed to do stuff. I
What's
probably only use 30% of what it's capable of.
what's a Realeflow subscription cost monthly?
$99 a month.
So we get all this for $100 a month.
Yep. And in just about every other company that's out there that does real estate investor software like this, they're all about $100 a month.
Yeah, I don't care. That's nothing. It's like I'm spending that just in with different programs, so that's fine.
Yep.
Hold on, just real quick. Hold on.
Way,
One last.
way over time here, so.
Yeah, I understand. One last question though, real quick, Dennis. Is that for contact management, keeping track of these people? Is that a different database? We didn't touch any on that at all.
Well, yeah. So let me go back into. If I go back into here, you go back into contacts.
Yeah.
So you go back into view all your contacts. So if they've registered.
Yeah, I'll see it there.
If they've registered, they're going to get that automatic drip campaign. Okay, but now I can turn on what? I can send an email to any one of these.
Okay, good.
I can add a direct mail to any one of these. I can do anything I wanted to do inside this stuff. If you want to send somebody a text, I think Moby costs a little bit extra. I'm not sure.
Okay.
Moby is one. You can send anybody a text message.
So when a new person signs up, how am I notified?
It comes up under. I think you get an email.
Okay. All right. So it'll go to Yvonne, right?
Yeah. So what I would do is go once you build a squeeze page, put yourself. That's got a different email than the system. Put yourself in there and just see what happens.
Got it. Yep.
In-house.
Yep. And then if we want to change Yvonne's email address, we could do that, right? And it'll all match up.
Oh, and
right?
here, yeah, you're gonna go over here. You're gonna go to profile and settings, and then if you want to add more people, so remember you can add more people. So if I go over here to settings, I can actually add other people to this account.
Excellent. Got it. Good.
So you can have up to 99 users in this system.
Excellent. Got it.
So that everybody can, and then you can turn around and say, okay, what do I want them to do? So like if I want my mother-in-law, I don't want her to have certain words. Is she the primary? No. Boom. Is she a primary? Yes. I can turn around and say, what do I want them to see? What do I want them not to be able to do?
Awesome.
All right. Perfect.
Dude.
Well, thanks.
All right,
That helps
guys.
me. I get it.
All right, I'm gonna stop sharing now. So I mean, you guys are good to go, and just keep doing the right things. You guys are right there. Schedule your next